Trying to get ready to go out there.
Walking ready. Good morning. Welcome to today's Fall Ohigan service, major service, and a special day today because we're going to honor our Keiroukai members for today. It's very special. Okay. My name is Howard Shintani, and I am your chair for today. We will have the Sanbujo on page 24 and 25, followed by the reading of the Hyobyokmon.
Today, on this occasion of our temple's annual observance of the Fall Ohigan, we are gathered to adorn the altar, burn incense, chant the sutras, and deepen our understanding of the Dharma. During the equinox, when the hours of day and night are equal, the sun symbolically rises in the east and sets in the west, towards the direction of the Pure Land. We gather to listen and meditate upon the teachings of the Dharma, clarified by Shinran Shomi. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Now we will have sutra chanting, Jusei on page 93. Page 93. Okay, please stand for the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 174 and remain standing for the reading of the three treasures on page 8. 174.
On page 8. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated.
Reverend Fujimoto will have his Dharma talk.
Good morning, everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you for your attendance at today's Shuki Higan-e, or Fall Ohigan family service. The Ohigan service is one of our major Jodo Shinshu services. And when we come to our major services, we review the story of Ohigan each time to remember and to remind ourselves of our personal place on our spiritual journey. It is said that at the time of these times of the equinox, each year the days and nights are of equal length. The weather is generally not too hot, not too cold. The length of day and night are equal, and the sun rises directly from the east and sets directly to the west. the direction of the Pure Land. We are so reminded that our own direction is directly to the Pure Land, to the west. The harmony of nature and the universe surrounds us, permeates us, not only to be observed out there, but we feel it. We feel this equilibrium, balance within ourselves as well. So Ohigan is a time to recognize this harmony and to know that we are a part of it, both out there and in here. So at the same time, life is not always balanced or beautiful or full of poetic images. How do we fit this beautiful image of the Pure Land to the west in our not so beautiful struggle sometimes? We just had our Buddhist Churches of America ministers meetings a couple weeks ago. And when we get together with the other ministers, oftentimes, I've had the longest relationship with some of the elder ministers. So we sit down together at mealtime and when there's a break time, and one of the ministers, Reverend Briones from the Los Angeles Betsuin, we were sitting together, and there's a few others there as well. But we're talking about older ministers, so we're talking about our health woes and things like that, what went wrong, and Briones Sensei's walking with a cane regularly now, So we used to be so well and healthy, but maybe not so much these days, right? As we get a little bit older. So as we're talking, I told them, it seems like we try so hard to stay healthy, but it seems like the table is just tilting a little bit like this, and things are sliding like an, gentle rolling towards us to more of an avalanche, right? And we feel like this. And he's looking at me, he says, that's exactly how I feel, So he has back problems that's been going on for a couple years. Now he has his cane. And if you notice on the 125th service, his feet are shuffling, like he's 20 years older than he actually is. So we have these problems. Some of you maybe feel some of these things as well. So we have these struggles, family, friends, even our pets, all around us take turns with struggles of health, injuries, trauma, some kind of drama going on in our lives that needs our attention and our concern. So part of the Ohigan story is that we're to follow these guidelines, these 6 paramitas, and this is the Buddhist path to lead us from this shore, this life of samsara, this life of attachments and suffering, to get to the other shore of nirvana, enlightenment, and peace. To get to the other shore is the 6 paramita practice, okay? And generally, when we think of practice, it's to act and advance, to accomplish something and to get somewhere. And so this is the general Buddhist perspective of the 6 paramitas. With all our attachments, our efforts to practice, when we actually try, we might feel a little bit better, but usually we fall short of doing these things perfectly. And in a sense, we're guaranteed to fail. All these things that we try to practice at, okay? So we come to understand our limitations, okay? We see where we fall short. And this is very key to our Shin Buddhist practice. Not that we're going to make it following the 6 paramitas, but it's like a mirror to show us our shortcomings. So the practice is to follow these 6 and do that without attachment, without ego. But we can't, because our attachments are always there. Our ego self is always there. Okay. When we see this, then we're ready to turn beyond ourselves. We see our limitations, and then we think, what else can I do? What else is possible? and we turn beyond our own strength, our own resolve, our own effort, okay? Beyond ourselves. So our founder, Shinran Shoni, he found this out too, and he went through this. He went to Mount Hiei and practiced and studied for 20 years, okay? And practicing various things, but similar to the 6 paramitas. So in 20 years, he felt like he's no closer to awakening, enlightenment, the Pure Land, no closer than from the day he started when he's 9 years old. Okay. So after 10 years of practice, he thought he's running out of time. He's been there so long, and he still has all his attachments. He thought he's not getting anywhere. He's not getting anywhere. He's going to die soon, and he's going to be a failure. So this was his struggle. Okay. So he felt nowhere to go, nothing to lose, and so he was advised to seek his teacher, Honen Shonin, and it's kind of like a last option for him. So he went to this teacher, Honen, and he was taught this Nembutsu teaching that we do here. We come here to recite Namo Amida Butsu. So this teaching, anyone can do, and it was open to all people, not just monks, not just royalty, but even the farmers, the merchants, the fishermen, anyone living everyday lives could do the same thing. Okay. So the Nembutsu calls to us to open ourselves. So it's like it's not our own effort. The infinite reality is a voice coming to us. Namo Amida Butsu. We're hearing, not saying. We're hearing. Okay, open to the infinite, open to the Pure Land, open to Amida, and these enter. So our own efforts to get somewhere are out of the equation. Okay, it's all coming to us. So this was a huge, huge change in the approach of Buddhist practice. So this is what makes the distinction between the Nembutsu path, Shin Buddhism, our form of Buddhism, and other forms of Buddhism. Okay. So Shinran had doubts, questions and doubts, hundreds of questions. So he stayed and he studied under Honen Shonin, asking his questions, receiving his answers, one by one. What about this? What about that? And Honen had answers for him. The Nembutsu path of practice beyond the self was the only way for people like us, everyday people doing everyday things. It's the only way for us to awaken. I don't want to leave my family and become a monk. I'd rather be with my family. We're all here with our families or thinking about our families. So I'd rather have these connections to family. I'd rather join the Buddhist temple of Alameda and cook chicken year after year, right? I'd rather chant together and eat together. This is why we came. We didn't come to listen to sensei. We came to eat, right? This is why we're here, okay? So we come to Ohigan service, and as we think and we contemplate, we see this contrast between our limited selves, when we think to accomplish something, and the unlimited, infinite reality that we're calling Amida. So we're become aware when we say Namo Amida Butsu. We're chanting, our voices are connecting beyond ourselves, always stepping beyond ourselves. We see clearly, little more clearly, our limitations, our ego attachments. We just read the 3 treasures. It says the same thing in there. Okay. So we recite the Nembutsu, and we listen to the Dharma. We listen to the stories of Ohigan, being reminded of the pure and infinite realm of Amida. In this awareness, we see and recognize and grow and progress towards awakening without our own efforts, without our own practice, without our ego-driven self-centered power. Okay? This is our way. This is the Nembutsu path. We see the contrast of I and other. Our awareness grows, and our awareness grows. At every service and happening here today, the realm of the individual, selfish self, and the realm of Amida, selfless other, come together in oneness through this act, putting our hands together, saying Namo Amida Butsu. These two separate realms come together. Okay. Our voice calling Namo Amida Butsu, and Amida calling us Namo Amida Butsu. They come together in oneness through this Nembutsu practice. This is the way of Nembutsu, to break the selfish I and move towards other. In the story of Ohigan, this shore of normal life might also be called the world of separation, the world of duality, I and other, you and me, and then we cross over to the other shore, the other world of oneness and enlightenment. No distinction, no separation between I and other. A world where all things mutually coexist. All things are interdependent, interrelated, all things are one. This shore and the other shore, the east and the west. We think of them as two separate realms, and yet they are the same. Both realms coexist at the same time, in the same place. We're not going over there. We're seeing this differently, okay? When we awaken to this truth, we're able to see and live in both worlds at the same time. So as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, what do we do? What is our practice? What can we do? Our practice is to recognize our limitations, and this leads us to Amida, to the infinite. We listen to the Dharma, we learn about our shortcomings, we laugh at our mistakes, and we cry at our losses. We lose people along the way. Friends and family pass. In our family, we lost Grandpa 60 years ago. We lost Dad 40 years ago. We lost Quicker, our dog, 15 years ago. We lost our kitty, Wingy, just 7 days ago. And we deal with it as best as we can. I'm not standing here alone because they left. I'm connected to the infinite because they left. Okay? Things that have gone, things that are here. People who have gone, people who are here, they all connect us to this infinite realm that surrounds us at all times. Look at all the connections that each of us have. They're all there. They're all there. These connections, all the connections are the infinite Amida. We work hard. We get tired. We live well. We die. We recite the Nembutsu. As we do so, our lives become ever-widening, ever-deepening world. As we open beyond ourselves, we connect to more and more, and leading to the realm of the infinite. Infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, Amida, the Pure Land, the Western Shore. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Fujimoto. Now, please stand for Gatha Odok-san on page 220. I'd like to thank you those who helped with the altar preparations. I guess that'll be Jane Naito with the flowers, and Brian Viper and Morgan Hashimoto. They're doing the YouTube. They're in the back. You can't see them. Okay. Is there any newcomers today? Could you stand and your name?
I'm friends of Dwight and Cheryl Metzenheimer, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, thank you very much for coming.
Good morning. My wife, my name's Glenn, we're friends of Kieran and Andy.
Oh, thank you for coming. Way in the back.
Corey,
That's fine. Thank you very much. Okay, we have some announcements for today. Next Sunday, September 22nd, there'll be an outdoor service and Ask Reverend Dennis session. No service on Sunday, September 29th. That's the fifth Sunday. We never have service on the 5th. ABWA annual fall food drive from now until December 31st. Monetary donations only, no food donations. You can donate online on the Alameda County Community Food Bank, BTOA Autumn Food Donna, or write a check to ABWA and will be divided equally between the Alameda County and Alameda City food banks. Is there any other announcements you would like to? Yes, Joan. Reverend Fujimoto.
The Buddhist Churches of America Art Committee have been working on the 4th annual virtual art committee, virtual art exhibit. And so if you look at the BCA website, it will lead you to the new virtual art show. You know, we've had it for 3 previous years, and people from all across the United States, some from Hawaii as well, have been submitting their artwork, and we put them on so it's easy to view on your computer screen. So I'm looking forward to being able to see it. It should be opening, I hope, tomorrow. I understand tomorrow. So please look for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. Okay, before closing our service for today, Jane Naito will introduce our Keiroukai members.
My name's Jane Naito, and today I'm honored to recognize the 2024 Keiroukai honorees. In Japan, on the 3rd Monday of September is Keiro no Hi, and it translates to Respect for the Aged Day. Today at the Buddhist Temple of Alameda, we're celebrating our Keiroukai, our annual gathering to honor, celebrate, and show gratitude to our members who are over 88 years old, who have done so much for our temple and are still continuing to do so much. Today we have 8 out of the 18 honorees here at the service with us, and we'd like for, as I call your names up, to please come up and do a shoko. And then we'll have chairs set up, and so you can remain seating up front so that we can take pictures at the end. Okay, I'm gonna start calling the names. I start getting some chairs. Okay, the first name is Mrs. Misako Akiyama. Mrs. Mamie Dye. Mrs. Kayoko Fujimoto. Mrs. Marianne Hamasaki. Mrs. Yoko Hashimoto. Mrs. Takako Hines. Mrs. Kazue Iwahashi. Mrs. Nan Katoga. Mrs. Tama Koda. Mrs. Setsuko Kuramoto. Mrs. Dorothy Mizuno. Mrs. Jean Nomura. Mrs. Carol Takaki. Dr. Norman Takaki. Mrs. Betty Takano. Mrs. Cookie Takeshita. Mrs. May Yamoga. Mrs. Mitzi Yoshimura. And our newest member this year, Mr. Ken Narahara. Now, can we give it up for our 2024 Keiroukai honorees?
Smile, Kenny, smile.
Smile.
Oh, take the mask off. Smile.
Smile. 1, 2, 3. Take one more. 1, 2. Thank you.
This is going to conclude our service for today. We'd like everybody to come up and do a soko before they leave. Today we have special entertainment and a luncheon, so please everybody, we'd like you to stay for the luncheon and also stay for our entertainment. It's going to be pretty funny. But because of that, we have the social hall set up a little differently. So when you go in, we have special reserved tables for the Keiroukai and their family. And then there's a buffet along the line, so along the wall. But please, it's a little different inside. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not everybody can join us.